Hey guys, what's up? It's Snake here, and I'm going to be taking a little bit of a break from Zombie Storyline to bring you this first part in a three-part series of what's to come. And this is me just spitballing some ideas, trying to figure out what we all want to see in zombies as far as the dynamics of the gameplay concerned. You know, stuff with weapons and pack-a-punch and different perks and things like that. So in this first episode, we're going to be talking about perks and kill streaks. But speaking of perks, as well as drops and other things like that, I just want to point out, I'm recording this on Monday, the day before Shangri-La comes out, but it probably won't get up until after Shangri-La comes out. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about the new map and how excited I am. And like I was saying, the drops, it looks like the dog round is now being replaced by these little desert island monkeys or Shangri-La monkeys that run around with red auraed but drops above their head. And as you shoot them, it drops a perk, kind of like that box in Super Mario World, where it was clear and things spun around inside and you went and hit it and everybody tried to get the star. It was all random. And so that it seems what it's kind of like. And we see that there's multiple monkeys too, so it's obvious you can stack things, like you can get a nuke and an insta-kill and max ammo and all that kind of stuff. So that's really exciting. And I wonder, are we going to get to see any Cosmic Silverback in this? Who knows? But there is definitely what appears to be a boss in the new Fire Zombie. But we'll figure all that out tomorrow. But now to get things back on track. Perks. One of the perks that I'd like to see is maybe something like a ninja ghost combination where, I mean, obviously there's no radar or anything like that, but what I mean is, just like, you know, Dempsey and Sarah Michelle Gellar, they attract the zombies more than the other three characters do. Well, I don't know why, but it just seems that whoever is the white indicator is going to get more zombies coming towards them. But this would make it so that you're not being heard or being smelled by the zombies. So unless they can see you or unless they're near to you, they're not going to come after you as much. So this can kind of like give you some time to sneak away and while they're going after your other three teammates. Or there's another one called Bandolade, which is Bandolier and Lemonade, and it's Scavenger Pro and Warlord Pro together. So you get extra grenades and you get extra ammo, you know, with every gun, which would be kind of neat. And then, you know, could work on if we have Black Wolves back or Matryoshka dolls or, you know, the Monkey Bomb and things like that. Another thing that I thought might be cool is what if you were able to remove your perks? You know, for like an extra 1,000 points, you could go up to a perk machine and replace the last perk you bought. You know, so obviously everybody wants Juggernaut, of course, and PhD Flopper is really important. You get your third one, and then say like in Call of the Dead, instead of getting Speedy Cola first, I would get Deadshot to help me get more points, get more headshots and things like that. And then later I could go back and replace it with Speedy Cola when the rounds started to get tougher. Or maybe if they had a way to pack-a-punch perks, it would be really cool too. I know a lot of people have talked about this in videos and stuff before. So I was just trying to think about ways that this could be done. Because maybe you could do something where if you pack-a-punch it, instead of really making it stronger, what it does is it would allow it to be a permanent perk. But, you know, it would cost like $10,000 to make, you know, to pack-a-punch it and make it a permanent perk. So that way, even if you went down, as long as you were revived, you'd still have Juggernaut, you'd still have whatever, you know, but obviously you would have to make it something like 10,000 points, because that's such a good thing to have, you know, to be able to not have to keep going back and buying Juggernaut over and over again if you get knocked down. Another thing you could do is, when you pack-a-punch it, then, for instance, Juggernaut could do 6 hits instead of 4. You know, and like every perk has like a little bit extra thing, you know, like you get a faster reload as well as faster melee with Speedy Cola, or you know, or no reload time or something like that. The quick revive, you know, obviously it's almost instantaneous, or you might be able to like shoot from a distance, you know. So in effect, by packing-a-punch it, it would make it like the pack-a-punched ballistic knife. You know, and PhD Flopper would give you extra explosive damage or extra splash damage from the ray gun, things like that. And then another thing, and I guess this isn't really directly related to perks, but my big question is, when are we going to be able to jump over things? When are we going to get to be able to jump over railings, like you can do in multiplayer, and like you can do in the custom rounds for World of War Zombies? And then the last perk that I thought of is Overkill. And Overkill in World at War allows you to carry 2 primary weapons. Because it's a Treyarch game, and just like the new Treyarch game Black Ops, the secondary weapons are all pistols and things like that. So being able to carry a second primary weapon was a really, really good perk for World at War. What if you had for zombies? And the way it would work, because obviously you can carry 2 primary weapons in zombies. You can have 2 light machine guns or 2 ray guns or whatever. Not 2 ray guns. But what if that's what Overkill did? Is instead of you having a second weapon, it doubled your primary weapon. So you wouldn't have to switch back and forth anymore. And if you had the ray gun, instead of having 180 bullets, you had 360 bullets. So it saves you on having to switch out weapons. It gives you twice as much ammo. The downside, of course, is, well, if you have a ray gun, you're not really going to be getting a lot of points. Or if you pick up the scavenger, well, then you have no close quarter weapon. Or the VR11, you just can't get the VR11. In other words, so that might be a neat thing to have as far as perks are concerned. And now, kill streaks. Kill streaks. A lot of people have been talking about kill streaks now. It would be really neat if there was some way to put kill streaks into the game. And I agree. I think it would be really cool. One possible way, because you got to think of what kind of kill streaks could you use, because obviously it would vary depending on the levels, or maybe it's only specific levels that would have kill streaks. Like levels that have open air, so you can get things like air support, like a helicopter that would come in, or a mortar team that would run across. Which, of course, again, you could hurt yourself with the fire if you don't have PhD flopper, or maybe you could still hurt yourself with PhD flopper, and that would cause them to have to figure out maybe some other perk that prevented fire damage. Or like I was saying, pack a punching a weapon, you could pack a punch a perk. PhD flopper, you could become fire resistant as well, which would be kind of neat. Or they could have dogs instead, or mortar teams or something like that. But you wouldn't have to call it, put it on a place. It's as soon as you hit a certain level, it's there on your button. You just press the button, and the kill streak would happen. Another idea about kill streaks, because obviously with kill streaks you couldn't do like a 5-7-9 or something like that. It would have to be every 50 kills you get something. So after the first 50 kills you would get like a mortar team. Which, if you think about that, just like in multiplayer, might not be too effective, because you really got to plan where the zombies are, and plan where to put the drops. Or and then at 100 you could get like a helicopter, and at 150 you get dogs or something like that. So as you get higher and higher, another way that it could be done too, instead of using stuff like air support and dogs and things. What if for kill streaks, like every 50 kills, you were able to use a trap for free? So like every 50 kills, you got, in essence, 1,000 points for free. But you're not using it for anything in particular except for the traps. Because I know there's a lot of people who end up not using the traps to the best of their ability because they don't want to waste the money, or they can't waste the money because they keep spending it on other things. So this is some way, and to make it more difficult, obviously, it wouldn't be able to stack. So if you don't use that trap before you get 100 kills, then it just goes away. I don't know. So that's just an idea about kill streaks. So yeah, that about wraps up episode 1 of what's to come in zombies, or what I hope is to come in zombies. And when we come back next time, we'll be talking more about weapons, tactical grenades and things like that, all that sort of fun stuff that I think would be really neat to include in some new levels, as well as leaderboards. So yeah, it's going to be a really fun next episode. So I hope you enjoy this one, and here's the last couple moments of my life. Peace.